The Yeti Radio, powered by DavidLeeImaging.com.
All right, let's get to work.
3, 2, 1.
Let's do this.
The Phoenix Music Scene on the YetiRadio.com.
Welcome, everybody, to the YetiRadio.com, live on YouTube, and we'll momentarily be on the YetiRadio.com. But we've got Redrumed with Mr. Scott Rowe, Mr. Matthew Taylor, Doc Tarantino, and Rob ERWIN tonight. We're going to start it off with a intro song for tonight. And here's Redrumed for you right here on the Yeti Radio.
Darkest days and shadows cast their evil ways from view. Vinny and Ricky Broker.
Welcome, Redrumed, right here in the Yeti Radio studio. Welcome, fellas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How is everybody doing?
I'm doing all right.
Killer.
Yeah.
Good.
Huh?
Hey?
Well, we'll start on the left and have you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Rob Irwin. Everybody knows me. I've been around forever. I can't name all the bands I've been in or am in now. Redrumed. Playground. Exiled, Frankenshred, Hammerstar, which I'll get you a CD for that.
You
I
were in
awesome.
Alice Tribute one time.
Alice Tribute.
Yeah.
Just a metal maniac.
Yeah, I know. He's,
Crossbones. Start off with Legion, Medallion, 1984-85. That was playing rockers. Profile Room, if anybody remembers that.
How
If
long you
do,
been playing
you're
music?
Fucking old. Oh, since I was 5.
And you're
Older.
with an O behind it. With a couple of
couple of extra O's on that older.
I'm a little older than that now.
Don't
know if I'm much better than I was then, but I'm older than that.
Much more experienced.
Yeah.
Like fine wine.
I was about to say that.
Or-
Fine wine.
Or a flat beer.
Well, it's not like a warm beer.
Yeah. I don't drink it much. I don't know.
All right, Scotty, your turn.
Oh, my turn? Okay. Well, I'm Scott Rowe. And yeah, a lot of people know who I am. I've been around the music scene around here for a while. On and off since August of 1990, I was telling you when I first got here. Yeah, I used to do that little tribute show. I've been called the Valley's founding father of copycat rock.
All right.
Back in it was 2000, Get Out magazine did an interview. I mean, I think that's what they titled me as. I was like, okay, I know Free Will came after me, and then I know some years after, all of a sudden it's like tribute to this. Nowadays it's like there's a tribute to this, tribute to that. And I mean, wow. I didn't even thought the tribute would get, that big here. And then it just grew everywhere,
Right.
You notice how many...
I think the only thing next is a tribute to the tribute.
I know. There's tribute to the tribute. There's some really good ones. And, me, I wasn't really out to try to do all that. I was in it for the music.
Right.
And Michael Bruce is a very dear friend of mine. He was in my show back in the early 90s. He was everything to my Alice tribute. And I'm out there doing it, and there's, on my side, there's Michael Bruce playing. I'm like, that is so cool.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. He's my favorite songwriter. Look at all the songs he wrote.
Mm-hmm.
The list. And there is going to be a new Alice Cooper group album. There'll be various guitar players in Glenn's place, of course, but they got songs and everything. Right now, Alice is out on the road on tour, but I know they got songs and everything. Bob Ezrin's going to be producing and everything, so good to be looking out for that. Finally, no, there's a lot more.
I got to meet Michael at the Cooperstown Farewell Fest.
Yeah, I was there. We played earlier that day. Alice tribute that day at the press room. Yeah.
Yeah, the press room.
Yeah, we played earlier, and Iron Ozzy played later on. Yeah. I did the grand opening, Alice Cooper's restaurant. I did the grand opening. Alice,
nice.
They used my bass player because Dennis couldn't show up, and Michael and Neil did one of the first reunions. And I got on the phone, I asked it on down here, you're going to play with Alice, Michael, and Neil, and you know the songs. And he played in my original band, my first original band, Planet Porno. We played right before Alice. Yeah, because Alice didn't do an opening set. So we did some Alice songs and we did some original songs. That's where we did I Hate the Bus for the first time. We'll get to that later, though. But enough of that, the Alice stuff. I'm proud of what I did, okay? But I retired it.
Right.
I retired on its 30th anniversary on my daddy's birthday on Halloween 2020 at Cactus Jack's. My mom came from, hopefully she's watching, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Melissa. They're supposed to be watching. I told them 9:30 their time in Tejas and Dallas.
Don't forget to tell her happy Mother's
Yeah, Happy Mother's Day. Of course, Happy Mother's Day. That's why I called her, just to make sure, Yeah.
Definitely Happy Mother's Day.
One thing I should mention is my mom was the original Scottsdale cowgirl. Her singing partner in the 50s was Wayne Newton, and she used to be on the Luke King Ranger show.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
So,
Awesome.
I don't think so. I don't know. But, yeah.
We should research that. That was cool.
Then after the train came in, my grandparents wouldn't let my mom go to Hollywood, which was probably a good move. In hindsight, she had other various singing partners that didn't work out so well, but one was John Denver and one was Waylon Jennings.
Oh.
That's good stuff.
And she sang with Marty Robbins a lot, too.
I like Marty. No,
Awesome.
I love the outlaw country stuff. That's good. You never can.
And those are the guitars I learned.
Absolutely.
Were her old guitars.
Oh yeah, I used to do Johnny Cash. I used to do Ring of Fire. Matter of fact.
Okay.
Oh, that's a great song. I mean, you can rock that fucker up, man. Oh, can
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay. So that's my language. My mom might be watching. But anyways, I retired it. And it was just time to move on. I'm trying to do my own music, and the thing was, the first year or so, I'm still doing makeup and stuff because I guess I always like the thrill of doing it, But now I'm still doing the old songs from the other previous, just so we can get going,
right?
Because we rehearsed for like 6-7 months before we even did the first show, just so we get out of and then we went through some changes and I was Scott Rowan Redrumed, but I started thinking, you know what, it needs to be just that. I'm talking because I have people. What's the name of the band? And even people asking me, I'm like saying my own name in the Redrum. And actually, I thought, you know what, Redrum, perfect, 2 syllables, boom. It should be because this unit's been around 3 years. I started thinking about it. We're a band. We're getting really tight. We're getting good. I'm actually getting impressed with my own sound.
Right, absolutely.
I wish I sang this good years ago.
What do you always say? Hey, Scott, what do you always say? I'm getting used to my own voice now.
Yeah, no, but I mean, we get better in time, but we keep at it. That's what we're supposed to do. We're right now with 3 years with this lineup here. I mean, we're really starting to come together. I'm real proud of this band. And the new songs, they're just they're just last almost 2 years. Well, since Doc came in, I started changing. And the Boogeyman Will Get You was like where we started going now, more of a semi-death metal, Because I like to say, I don't know, is there such thing called semi-death metal?
Kind of, but we play all different kind of metal stuff like that.
I know,
So.
I mean, multi-genre. I don't know. What
Yeah,
can you describe it?
multi-genre.
We just throw it all in the blender and turn it on, then we forget to put the lid on.
Yeah, it goes all over the place,
Yeah.
You gotta play the metal on an 18-wheeler, and then it's semi-metal.
Yeah, and my vocals, I think I'm coming along with my own vocals with this band right here. Any other ones I've done, and to me, this is the best band, best creation I think I've ever participated in. I'm real proud of this. And my brothers are metal. It's practically my family. Since my wife is gone, this is what I have left. Is these guys right here, my 2 cats, and my good friend Roger, my roommate. Bless him, God bless him, man, because he took me in. Me and my cats,
Right.
So Roger, if you're watching, love you, brother. Yeah, I know he's plotting.
Roger, make sure you feed the cats, too, beside your own dog, okay?
Didn't hear that, Roger.
and the snakes.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, so we'll move on. So a lot of people know I'm Scott Rowe, and with this guy here, I created Redrumed, actually, through my wife in heaven, because when we first 5 years ago, it was around March, or maybe before. I was like, I wanted to do my solo thing, basically, because the previous band broke up. Donnie and them, Craig. That was shit. What was it? What was the last?
The hooker dress.
Yeah, the hooker dress I wore.
12-inch checks.
12-inch tacks, thank you.
He's getting old part.
I'm trying to think, because I have a whole list of, yeah, 12-inch tacks. I did the hooker dress. Yes, I did. I did that at Anfest. That was fun.
Thank God I didn't see that.
No, but we're, anyways, Yeah. Now I got lost track of what I was saying. Well, trying to figure out 12-inch stacks. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You are getting up there.
Yeah, no doubt. You know.
You were talking how you got me.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so, 12-inch stacks just broke up and everything. And I'm sitting there with Rhonda, and I was sitting there, we were doing my own solo thing. And I was like, shit. Well, the first thing you do is start with a drummer. Especially if you're going to be a metal band. Because this is what I was going to aim for. I wanted to be a metal band, a heavy, And I was like, who? And then Rhonda goes, get Matty. I go, no, he wouldn't play. He goes, well, give him a call. Because I knew he wasn't playing for anybody at the time. Because I'll let him tell you about that. But anyways, when we called and got him on a speakerphone, we asked him, and he goes, sure. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then bass player, he was playing for me at the time in the Alice tribute. So I kind of, first I just asked, hey, could you come down, just kind of jam with us.
You need to be a band of again.
Him in.
He probably saw that one coming.
No, but when we first did that first rehearsal, Donnie came in from 12-inch stacks. I was like, I'll give him another chance. Let's work with, see what we can do here. And after the little thing we did, it was like, wow, especially these two guys, where they connected. When you start a band, drummer and bass player and guitar players, find the right one, a good one.
Right.
Because there's guitar players are a dime a dozen. I hate to say that. There are a lot out there, but finding the right one and the good one and the chemistry, You don't have to be the greatest musician in the world, but if you have the chemistry. Look at Kiss. They're all mediocre, but when they got together, they had this magic that, but they go play with somebody else individually, they just don't have that.
And their solo stuff wasn't nothing compared to what they did together.
All four of them, they have that magic. And it's like us. I mean, this last 3 years now, we've, a lot of people have not seen us lately. You should come out and give us another look. I'm telling you, because we're going... and like say, even Doc said, the songs are getting better because these are all fresh stuff we're writing now. All this stuff, That Black Sunday Domination you just played, that's pretty brand new, and it's dedicated to Dimebag and Vinny and to Ricky Broker. Bless her heart, she passed away. She was our backup singer, and that was her part. She created that. Celine Shiloh came in and did her part.
Okay,
because I needed a girl part,
right?
And she's going to do some shows with us now and then, too,
Well, thanks to Penny. Ricky's up there.
Yes. We miss her. We can't believe what happened. Because we're on our 2-week break when she passed away.
Yeah.
We just come up with Black Sunday Domination. She just come up with her parts and everything. And we're going to take a 2-week break, And we're going to come back. It was right at the end of the year. The last week of January. And the first week last week of December. And the first week of January is when we got the news. I was at work. I was talking to her daughter-in-law at the time. Or at the time, they said, because she was missing. And then they go, we just found her. Right then. And I was just like, yeah. And Thursday afternoon, it was like right before I was getting off work. I'm sitting at my work just like, and our show was coming up a week later. So it ended up kind of being a memorial show for her at Chuck E. John's, it's wow, It was like my wife, I gave her, we did a few things for her. Because, that's what they want, Don't be all mopey. Celebrate,
Yeah.
And that's what I did with Rhonda because it was so weird before she passed. We were just talking about that. If either wants to go, we're going to throw in, like a party, a concert, whatever, And that's what I did. I wish I didn't have to plan that. I really don't.
No, it's
definitely
not easy to do, but it helps.
It helped to a degree when I put all that together. I worked hard on putting Rhonda's memorial concert. And Flotsam members of Flotsam and Jetsam come out. When they did, they did Rabbit Hole, they never did live. That blew me away. And Wading Through the Darkness, it was our song, and they picked up on it. They learned for that occasion. I was crying my eyes out. You can see it on YouTube. I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Right.
Oh yeah. Wow. It was a co-op played. Alice's son.
Right.
We're friends. Dallas. We've done Redrumed now. We've done shows. Hopefully Dash is going to get back with co-op. He's on a hiatus right now. That's all I know. That's what Corey.
Okay.
So hopefully
I know the last big thing I saw them do was Metal in the Mountains in West Virginia.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago. So
Yeah. Corey's playing tomorrow night. My Gypsies. As a matter of fact.
Okay.
Yeah. Sugar Bear. He's a cover band. He's got somebody open up. It should be a good night. You know, Corey's a great drummer. You know, so we're gonna talk about that here in a second. But well, no, Corey's a really good drummer. I mean, you know, and just you know. But anyways, but that's how Redrumed basically started when we, you know, from that point on. You know, like I say, we rehearsed and we did our first show on my wife's birthday in November 8th of 2018. Yeah. When you think back, yeah, fine. Yeah. God, well, that was the first show. Yeah, because it was the end of the year, yeah. Because we started almost the beginning, and yeah. So, yeah, we did that, and we just went on from there. And we went through a few guitars like Sean Forrest and Jim Stark. And so we found Doc, you know, so. And like I say, 3 years, this is the lineup right here, so you know, as Redrumed. And I'm going to turn it over to. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Matt Taylor. I play the drums and do back growls. I basically came out here in like August of 2000 and stuff like that. I've been playing drums since I was 9 years old, and been in a few bands here and there. My biggest band besides, which I think is basically Redrumed, is basically a reincarnation of what my old band was. Is called She Murdered Me. See, right there.
Okay.
She Murdered Me.
Now that's
Yeah. Well, that was my favorite thrash band when I came back to the Valley years ago. When I came back for the third time, yeah, I love She Murdered Me. You know, Joe. You know, I thought they could be the next Pantera. You know, but what thing?
But then that was my band, my baby. Then it didn't happen anymore, and then I was in a band called Beckoning for about 2-3 years. Good guys and stuff like that. Just didn't want to play out, so I was like, well, time to move on. And then I was kind of in him for a bit, and then that's when he called me. I was like, well, I don't really do anything.
So I play out.
I like to play out. And then once I left them, and I was just basically in Redrumed for a little while. Oddity Paradox lost their drummer, and I was like, well, I'm ready to go play some more stuff. So I was like, they needed a drummer. I was like, well, I'll just go join them. I played those guys for 4 years. Good buddies of mine and stuff like that. And then after a while, I decided to leave them and just focus on Redrumed, because Redrumed's my baby. And then the stuff we're doing now is more heavier and more my style and everything like that. So I enjoy it. Yep.
Very nice. Like how you get the evolution of it all. It's as far as your personal career, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, like it was always funny. Like when we first started this band, it was like Rhonda would actually watch a video with me, and she goes, "Man, you look like you're bored back there." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm a metal thrash drummer playing rock stuff."
We were merely a hard rock band trying to be a metal band when we first started,
right?
You know, and but I knew it had to get more aggressive. I knew that I wanted to, you know. But the thing is, I was slowly vocally learning to do, you know, find me, not Alice Cooper. So that's another thing. I think I had to get rid of the makeup, all that. And I had to go far away, and even the music, you know. And that's what I'm saying. When Doc came in, that's where it started happening. The Boogeyman Will Get You, you know, because that song from there on, you know, it was just, we were a whole different band from what we were when we first started.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
And you listen to Shelter Skelter when we go in the studio next. He's going to have.
My next 3 songs are going to be fun for me.
Oh, awesome.
That's the next song will be Shelter Skelter. Yeah. We record. That's going to be he's got his work cut out.
The next 3, yeah. They're all.
That's okay. I like watching him play. It's,
I do too. Oh, believe me, I get trust me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, I like watching the playbacks because I always film a lot of the shows from Facebook. Well, because I want to see the, you know, critique things, you know. I was like, I like what I did there. I go,
the only thing is he hasn't stood on his drums yet.
Yeah, I know. We got to teach him. Well, Tom's got to teach him that.
Tom's got to teach him that.
Well, say you want to lose your drummer or what? I'll fall right on my dang face, man. Yeah, you'll lose your drummer right then and there. Yeah, but I enjoy what I do.
Oh, he's a monster. He's an animal, just like I say, Matt the Animal Taylor, man.
Yep. There he is.
There it is. And, you know,
I love playing drums and playing music and being in front of people. So,
hell yeah, man.
Very nice.
I wish I got paid for doing it, but heck, that'd be the plus. But I love playing music in front of people. So
awesome.
Yep. Well, next guy is Doc.
Yeah. Man himself.
It's me. I am Anthony Doc Tarantino. I was like, this is my first band, pretty much. I tried some other projects and things way in the past, but it's pretty much just like jamming with your friends, trying to get stuff started, and you go through those growing pains of having fights with other people and kicking them out, and then there's no more band after a couple rehearsals. Yeah, kicking them out, whatever you want to, whatever the process fits you. But yeah, for me it was funny because like I met all these guys through I think Jim Stark, and it brought me out.
Jim Stark was our key. That's who we got.
Played keyboardist. He taught me. Yeah. He taught me piano when I was like 8 years old, and then learned guitar from him when I was like 14.
Jim taught you well.
Just kept playing and learning, and then he dragged me out to a show and said, "You need to come out and look at these guys because they're looking for some other people or another guitarist." And I didn't want to go that night because I felt like shit, and I was sick, and he dragged me out to the show. Okay. But I mean, it was fate, so I went out there, and I had a great time. And then the next thing I know is I'm heading out there for rehearsals, and we all kind of clicked and
what was your first show?
Out. The first big show, I got to play the Marquee Theater, which was freaking amazing.
Right.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a process. I know Forrest got
that was his first show. Was the Marquee? We opened for Soul. Yeah. We
Forrest had to play
with the Marquee. We opened for LA Guns a year prior.
Yeah. Player in
it was right before the lockdown. It was right before the lockdown.
Right.
Crazy.
When he did his first show, he had maybe 2 to 3 weeks to get ready at that.
Yeah.
And we're opening up for Soulfly.
It was a great time.
That was a good show.
It was fantastic. I was scared shitless.
Yeah, that was the first time. One of the first times we did.
I can only imagine.
The Boogeyman Will Get You. We were still doing some of the old songs, right. But because I see I had that show still. I saved and I watch it now, and I see the picture. Not even the same band. It's really not. No. It's you see us, but it's not the same band.
Right.
Now
you're starting to get into.
No doubt. Yeah.
Those are our clones back there?
Yeah, those are our clones, yeah.
So how did you come up with Redrumed?
Well, when we were first getting together, I was thinking, it's going to be I wanted to go Scott Rowe and something, because you have Joan Jett and Joan Jett and the Black Hearts, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, yada yada. I thought, hey, Scott Rowe, and I was thinking Scott Rowe, and I was like, and Mike, this guy Mike who we were working with, he just said, "Why don't you just call the band Red Drum?" And I was like, "Okay, we'll go Scott Rowe and Red Drum," because there's already a Red Drum already. There's actually 2. There's one in Japan, our Red Drum, but not with an ED. We'll get to that in a second.
Right.
They're a Red Drum, and then there's a pirate band called Red Rum. But so I go Scott Rowe and Red Drum.
We're actually called Red Drums.
Red Rum.
Or Redrum.
Redrum. Yes, I said Redrum once. Redrum. Yeah, Redrum.
Everyone's been saying it wrong.
But anyways, I started thinking about what's, like I say, this last 3 years, and it should be a band. And like I say, it's so simple. Red Drum, just add the ED on it.
Right.
And it's so funny. We have a guy named Doc. The movie, the kid was named Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool when it added to the, but I added ED on it.
Right.
Now, Red Drummed, actually, I looked it up, and there's nobody has that name.
Right.
Now, but there's a meaning behind it. Now, if you're with the female, all right,
okay,
and you happen to go downtown, and she didn't tell you something, you just got Red Drum.
Okay.
I read that, it's on the thing, I started laughing. I'm like, oh my God, and it spells demurdered backwards. Because we're thinking about once we get a few more songs, we'll have an album, or a CD. We're actually going to do it, put it out ourselves.
Okay.
We can have all our songs on one little disc. What we do? Got 3 more.
Yep.
We got
3 more.
We're getting ready to debut "Walking Tall," which Doc wrote again.
Good job, Doc.
It's a great song. Well, we'll let Doc tell you about it here in a second. There, but yeah. when I first heard him do it, it sounded like Death Clock. I didn't understand what he was saying, but I liked the melody. But the lyrics is what attracted me, because it's like somebody has everything and you envy it, and they throw it all away. And you're like, well, if I had it, I could do something better. So I want to come for you. I want to get what you have, but I want to keep it. Be humble at the same time.
Right.
I always tell, stay humble, stay hungry. Always. And when people compliment us, I was like, thank you. No, it is. It is. It's a total honor.
Feed me.
Yeah. But Doc, tell them how you wrote "Walking Tall." Tell them about that.
Oh. Well, I mean, I used my guitar.
You pluck some strings here and there. Oh, this works. Okay.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no. I mean, Walking Tall came from. I went to audio school and I had to write a project for it, and we had to do everything. So I wrote this song, but it was just something that I was really kind of pissed off at a lot of people that were I felt shouldn't have what they had,
Well,
and taking advantage of it and just being just an asshole, I guess.
Person, though, or?
No, just in general, people that like to just overall.
And the thing is, what I like about the song is another reason that would attract me to it. It has a I call it a paranoid, feeling. All verses. There's no chorus.
Okay.
Basically, just verses. That's the same thing with Paranoid. It's just verses. There's no chorus. Well, it's like a musical chorus, I would say.
I was still in school while we were. I wrote
no, but you did good on that.
We're still learning.
Yeah, but he did good. But I call it it's another word I'm looking for, but it's the same pattern. The paranoid pattern.
Okay.
Because it's just verses. And some songs, there's not too many songs like that, but when they are, they're pretty good. And they're more or less they're anthems too. And this is kind of an anthem, I would say. I'm not sure how it's kind of going out of our realm now in a way, because we're more we're getting more heavier. But there's something about this song, and now even more. And with Tommy Gibbons, he produced it. And
right.
He produces all our stuff. But now he added this keyboard. When he started doing it, I started going, what's he doing? But now when you hear it, I'm like, wow. Now we got to hire a keyboard player. No, because I don't want backing tracks.
Right.
You got to trust that.
Yeah, but I don't want a backing track.
Right.
It's got to be real.
Right.
I mean, we're actually kind of looking maybe for a keyboard player that could also double up with second guitar.
Okay.
Preferably be a female, but that's just a tall order right there.
Right, definitely.
A very tall order.
But
we can find
short order.
At least a guy that can play keyboards and get second guitar that will work with the band. That will remember parts. The thing is, right now what we have, I think we don't need anybody else. But if we were, I think keyboard player would be the route.
Okay.
Because that way we can have that part. Because I want to be able to recreate what we're doing.
Right.
But it's got to be the right one, and it's got to be able to,
Absolutely.
Other than that, we'll just keep this, whatever. That's the way I look at it.
Doc, how long had you had that in your back pocket before you brought it out?
The song?
Yeah.
Oh, how long was it before I brought up?
We've been with us 3
Guitar?
years, but we didn't start doing that song until like maybe 6-7 months when he was into the band. He finally came around because we had this,
But did you have it before then, or is it something that you came up with while you were with the band?
No, I wrote the song before I was with the band,
Okay.
and then I brought it in because I was like, this is something that we could definitely play, and I was like, this would be awesome to be able to play live.
How long ago did you come up with it?
Well, you were in
2019.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the youngest in the band.
Early 2019, probably like maybe holiday 2018, 2019, somewhere around there.
Okay.
But I was like, it wasn't too long before I actually joined the band and everything. So I didn't pull it out for a while. I mean, I was a bit nervous. I had to earn my my stage legs and other things, and kind of get a little comfortable bringing up ideas, and so for me it was like an experience, just kind of learning how to do all of that, play out, and then I was like, okay, now I'm getting more comfortable and stuff. I was like, I also have some ideas, however stupid they may be, but you know.
It's always put them out.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's either going to work or it's not.
Yeah,
you got a 50-50 shot.
Yeah,
It's
you can put it out there and try, and if it ends up working, cool. Sometimes we change things and we start and turn it around. It's nothing like what we had, what we were playing before, and then all of a sudden we got something new.
Yeah,
right. Absolutely.
And trying to connect the dots with my lyrics to the music too. Sometimes I'll just start singing something. I say, okay,
somebody put something to that.
Yeah, and it just,
and then start growing it.
Yeah. Now the new one we're doing, we're not sure when we're going to debut it live yet, but Mortification. It's almost total death metal, but now it's kind of semi. The chorus is going to stay death metal, my vocally. Now the verse is going to be more of a grind.
Okay.
It's just, as I was trying the whole thing through, but it just didn't, when it came to the verses, it's like, no, it needs to be more direct, more of a grind, because I want people to hear because it talks about, there's what's going on in the world, basically, Putin's war, our economy, and, dare I say, woke.
Right.
I talk about the woke generation in the song. I have no problem, okay, but when they start competing against real women, okay, that's why I have to draw a line.
Right.
And it's mentioned in the song. And I also say, go woke, go broke, the chorus of leading it out. That just created itself last week. And I wrote that verse on it 2 weeks ago. Just like that, because I needed another verse, And Ray Kuhn, Ray Kuhn, Dawn of the Rising?
Yep.
Okay, now the verse he wrote with me, it's now the last verse. Now the woke one is now the second verse. The first verse that talks about, the Middle East and the war. Remember there was a fist bump, remember, in the Middle East?
Yeah.
I say that, Middle East, I talk about that, and, so it's everything that's happening in the world. And the chorus gets to the point where it's mortification, inflation, recession, depression, back to mortified and horror, mortification. And it's just the way and it's all around his drums.
Right.
It starts, it's like, the drums it's just insane, And then when I do the verse, but we'll go into the chorus, I really like the chorus. The chorus has a nice drive to it, he's being my silent Bob here. We'll talk about that show.
Let's Doc, since it's your song and you're going to premiere it today on the Yeti Radio. Thank you very much for that, by the way. I'll let you go ahead and introduce it, and we'll go ahead and play it.
All right. So this is our premiere of Walking Tall.
Yeah.
Right here on the YetiRadio.com.
Proud you stay, and now I cannot
It's Redrumed in the studio. Awesome. And Matt, you kill it. That is insane.
So did you like it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
I've enjoyed everything you've sent me so far. So, and thank you for including me. I really appreciate it.
Dude, anytime you want to be, you want to come out to any of the shows, you let me know. Anything, oh yeah.
I try to get out and about, but
I know.
There's so many more of you guys than me, and I have friends, but I want to still spread everything out as much as possible. So,
we like to work with it. Try to get along with everybody and work with everybody we can. And it's a lot of shows that I produce myself.
Right.
I mix things up a little bit.
You've got one coming up here pretty soon too.
Yes, we do got a big show coming up. Yes, we do. May 21st, we'll be at the Blues. We're on the bill for Worldwide Panic. That's coming in from L.A. It's Lane Steele there. They charted on Billboard charts. Right. They got a new video out too. They're doing a cover of Tears for Fears.
Okay.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World. They did a great job on that. You should play that somewhere along the line. They're really good. They'll be here May 21st, Sunday, at the Blues Bar. I got Show Me God, Redrumed, and opening the show is 11:34. So it's going to be a wild show. $10 to get in, and the doors will be at 6, and the show starts at 7. So.
Okay. Awesome.
And then we got another one, though. That's coming up a week, not even a week after, on that following Friday, May 26th. This one, I'm real excited about. My friend Vincent Sprague, it's his birthday party.
Right.
And he's doing 2 nights, FinFest. And he wanted us to play because he really likes us, and he's a supporter of the music scene. Vincent, we love you, Vincent Sprague. I'm going to tag him with this. He he got Scorpion versus Tarantula. Have you ever heard of them?
Yes.
We're going before them.
Okay.
And we're on at 10 o'clock. They're on at 11. I'm just like, oh, my God, I can't wait because I love this band, Scorpion versus Tarantula.
Yes.
And Choke Chain's on there. Mikey Ravone, he's playing my tribute there.
Mm-hmm.
So Philip Hernandez, our brother there.
Yep.
So it's going to be a good, and Fat Gray Cat are opening at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
I love those bands. And I'm going to tell them they got to do Drive, man. I got to tell Michael. It's one of my favorite songs that Fat Gray Cat did.
Right.
I got them at Gypsies finally through Vincent. And they didn't do Drive. I was like, ah! So I got to scream that out. But no, what a hell of a lineup, though.
Yeah, definitely.
It's alternative meets punk meets metal all in one night. It's going to be a hell of a show. Try to come out to it, man. May 26th.
There's a handful of bands when I started what was initially called the Phoenix music scene.
Yeah. I remember. It used to be show when and started growing.
But it's there was a handful of bands that I came across when I found bands in town, and Scorpion versus Tarantula was one of them, and I was just like, okay, perfect name for a band from the desert.
Oh yeah. I had them play with my Alice tribute once too, years ago when Pranksters 2 was open, when I was booking all the shows over there. God, I miss that place, man. Oh,
yeah.
My God. Yeah, great band, Scorpion versus Tarantula. Oh.
Show Me God says, "What's up, guys?"
All right. Tell Michael and them, and matter of fact, like I say, well, speaking of Show Me God, we'll be seeing them Sunday at the Worldwide Panic show, man. So they're on at 9 o'clock. Worldwide Panic's on at 10. We're on at 8, and 11:34 will be on at 7. So
yeah.
Next
I'm
Sunday.
Looking forward to it. I will be there.
Oh yeah, can't wait for that show.
I've already made. That's a particularly crazy day in my world for that day, but I did get the planets and the stars aligned, so cool. I will definitely be there.
Yeah, we're gonna do our heavy stuff. That's the show we can do everything heavy. It just all depends on what show. When we won that Battle of the Bands, we did more of the kiddie show.
Right.
We didn't do the hell stuff. The hell stuff. Well, the first couple of songs kind of deals with it, but no, in a way where it's telling you if you screw up, you know where you're going.
Right.
We send a message out in those songs. Welcome to the Pit, and another one, Downstairs to Hades. Those. Right. If you listen to what I'm saying.
Yes.
There's a message. But I like when I do it because when we first started doing this song, people were like, "Oh no, he's talking about Satan or this or eternal damnation or whatever." But if you listen that's how some people, they don't listen. You know what I mean? It's like perfect example. Alice Cooper's Dead Babies. Perfect example. You don't listen. It's about child abuse, but they think it's something else. Just a prime example.
Show Me God's got one like that.
Exactly.
And I just
people here like
Suicide Solution.
yeah, Suicide Solution, Ozzy, same thing. You know, it's sending a message out, but people take those things the wrong way. You know.
Down has that song, you know, like goes in Angels of the Die. Like they don't hear the part I cry when angels deserve to die. They don't hear that part. They just think angels deserve to die. That's what they say. Like,
right.
No, it's not what they say.
Yeah.
But there's so many things have been, you know, even Jimi Hendrix, you know, Purple Haze, they thought Kiss the Guy, you know, it's Kiss the Sky, you know.
Right.
There's so many different interpretations.
Well, and that's the bad thing about the English language is the interpretation, because
We're like paranoid. It's you to enjoy it.
Yes, same thing.
But everybody thinks it's enjoy life.
In life, you know, it's enjoy. I wish I enjoy.
But when you say it like why you Ozzy, it always sounds like end your life.
Enjoy. No, it's the same thing we're all talking about. Same thing, like I say, with Downstairs to Hades. They just here we go, eternal damnation in the afterlife. You know, but it sounds so cool. You know, I just love doing it on stage. That's probably one of my favorite parts of the song. Because I just get into my stance and I just get to that growl, you know. It feels good.
Remember that's when those four ladies got up and...
we were just...
They started to get up and walk the floor.
These four ladies.
I go, wait, you haven't heard me growling yet.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they did not belong at the show. I mean, I knew... as soon as we go into the first song, they would be out the door. As soon as I went, eternal damnation, they were just like... Woo, boy! They were out the door.
It was in the video, like we record us watching.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw it. I was just like laughing my ass off, man. But they don't hear the verse. When I get to the verse, I say, "Downtown Hades, south of heaven, wake up, die right by Jesus Christ, or end up in a deep, deep south of heaven." You know, if you listen, you know, it's just a message. You know, because I believe if you do something wrong, you know, and you're bad to people, you know, there's a special place for you. You know. Who knows? It might be heaven, hell. Who knows where we're going?
Karma.
You know?
It's Chucky.
Karma. I really hope there's an afterlife that's better than this. I really do. And people that deserve to go there is good people, good to one another. We should be trying to good to one another and love one another. But there's always that one kid that want to play right in the sandbox. You know. You know, and
my cat shit.
No doubt, and that is Putin. That is Putin in Russia, sitting on everything. You know, I mean, this whole world seems to be going to shit. You know,
it's
it is.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, I just hope there's somebody that could come around that could run this country. You know, when I come to that, you know. I don't want to get started on that rant, but I don't care what they are, as long as they can be independent and just do it this way. But when you have the two other parties, you know, I mean, but I'll leave it at that. I want to, you know.
That Desert Diamond Casino's got the best slogan ever in the world. It'll never be beat.
Yeah.
You do you.
Yeah. No.
That's all it needs to be.
Well, no, I mean.
And if somebody doesn't like it.
Well, you should always love yourself. You should. I mean, that's real important, because if you don't, and you're going to be very miserable around a lot of people if you don't.
If you're
love
worried
yourself.
about what other people think about you,
I don't.
I could care less.
If I worried what other people thought about me, I wouldn't be sitting right here with these guys right here doing what we're doing. Because I started lip sync contests in the 80s. I dream. The hooker dress came later. No. Well, actually, I wore a tutu.
I'm trying not to envision you in a hooker dress.
Actually, I wore a tutu. No, the lip sync contest is what started this in the 80s. Yeah. And I did a Cheech and Chong, Earache My Eye, and I did it on a dare. You know. Okay, so I had the guitar. I had this tutu this girl gave me, and come up there. And I was like, because there's this group I could not beat. You know, they had the preliminary. Lip sync was big back in the day, and I remember these guys that did the time. They just yeah, they did the bird, the time, and nobody could beat these guys. But I did one, when I pulled out the tutu, as soon as that robe come off and that song, I did my little thing. Yeah. And, and that was in front of people. That's how I started performing, basically.
Don't blow my tutu.
Don't mess with my tutu. No, but I did other characters and stuff, and then I developed the Alice Cooper tribute out of that. That's where it came from. I was on my way to Hollywood in August of '90, but I ended up here in Phoenix and got stuck here, basically. But I met Jack Curtis, who started the Alice Cooper band off when they were the Spiders at the VIP Lounge.
Wow.
Yeah. Jack told me they need to change your name. They were the Earwigs. Jack says, I can't use you guys unless you change your name to like the Spiders. And Vince, that's Alice back. Vince and no. We were the Earwigs. We're gonna hold our ground, whatever. But 2 weeks later, okay, we'll change their name to the Spiders, and they became the house band, the VIP Lounge. And the rest is all history. Jack was representing lookalikes when I first moved in. So I had Elizabeth Taylor or Burt Reynolds or Roseanne Barr.
Wow.
I found myself with all these celebrity lookalikes. Me as Alice, and I'm
right.
Going out there. I did a parade. I remember all kinds of stuff, waving people. I did the opening of the Footprint Center, which used to be the Purple Palace, American letter when it first opened. Yeah. I did that. I was celebrity appearance as Alice with a Garth Brooks lookalike. And these business people come around, oh, you must represent the concerts that's going to be playing here. I was like, okay. But, I got paid for it, Jack was cool, man. Jack Curtis. I mean, the guy who started Alice Cooper started me off. That's pretty neat. And then Michael Bruce comes along, so I'm blessed, I mean, I've had the original band behind me at the Whiskey A Go-Go at the Glenn Bucks Memorial. Joe Bashar was in his place. I mean, I come off stage and pinch myself. Did that really happen?
Right.
I mean, I had Michael Bruce, which I played with him a lot, but he came on the keyboards, and then Dennis Dunaway on bass and Neil Smith on drums. And I'm just like, holy shit. Here it is, do or die,
Right.
It was the second Glenn Bucks Memorial. Or was the third one? No, it was the third one. It was the third one, because the first one was in Idaho where he died. No, it was the second one. That's right. It was the second one. At Cooperstown, October of '99. That was a big event. The night before, we did Jugheads, I remember, and that was just, you couldn't even stand, you couldn't even walk in that place. Which is Castaways now, where I work next door to Gypsies. There's a lot of history around there. I mean, Mason Jar, I've been around this town a long time, on and off. But I think...
I saw Glenn Buxton Virgin.
Yeah.
At Buddy's.
Mike Posty used to play, and Michael Nitro.
Yeah,
Michael Nitro, I good for him. I haven't seen Michael in a while. Yeah, he played for Glenn.
I saw them play Buddy.
You saw? Oh, I've heard about that. I heard there was one show that Glenn. I heard there was one show Glenn come out in his underwear. Back in the day, bless his heart. I got to be with Glenn Buxton before he passed. They did a reunion in Houston, Area 51, when I was there. Jeff Joters. I brought in Michael. Did a show with my tribute band at the time I had there, and so he brings in Glenn and Neil. They did and with Richie Scarlett. And they did a kind of reunion, and Dennis couldn't make it, so that's why Richie played bass in Dennis's place. It's on YouTube. You can see some of the performances. That was Glenn's last show. They had Glenn turned down like the old days, except for 18. They had him play up. I remember telling Alice about that. But that was the last show, Area 51. I got to be part of that. I almost jumped out on stage to do Billion, because I remember Michael saying something, and I was like, no, I just stood there. No, I was so tempting, but no, I didn't. No, I just watched, because it's so good to see those guys together, and then Glenn passed away a week later. I just I started thinking to myself, if I never brought Michael in, maybe Glenn might have, still be alive. Though there's a lot behind that, though. Serious. I don't want to go too much detail on that, but my personal thing, if I never brought Michael to Houston, Glenn might have still survived, because he was with a woman that was a nurse that kept, took care of him. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Bless his heart,
Right.
Definitely. Oh, yeah. But that's my favorite band in the whole wide world, is the original Alice Cooper band.
Yes.
Alice Cooper's 5 guys, not one.
Right.
And a lot of people kind of really need to know that,
Yeah, definitely the original 5 guys. And,
There's nothing like it. Like I say, remember when we said earlier about chemistry?
Yes.
they had it. There's just something about those guys when they played live. You see the old. I really wish they would release the Hollywood Bowl show, 1972. Right. I wish they released that whole thing. You know, I've seen snippets, but I know it exists.
Well, that's one question that I found, because I was watching an interview, trying to come up with some new questions, and I came up with this one, and everybody's hated it so far. Would you rather be an A performer in a B band or a B performer in an A band?
Whoa. That's wow. I'm kind of cool. Well, I tell you what.
You said Kiss earlier.
Huh?
You said Kiss earlier. That's an A band.
Well, yeah.
And everybody's.
Well, yeah. I could say that. I mean, but us. I mean, I guess I could say myself a B. I mean, I'm not the greatest singer. I'll admit it. You know.
Well, no, it's not.
No, but I see where you're coming from. But what I learned now, I wish I was this years ago. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
I'd say I might be a B player in an A band because I think we are an A band. Because you look at my rhythm section, you know, and I'm going to put it out there. I'm very proud. You got Rob Irwin, Matthew Taylor. That's one hell of a powerful rhythm section.
Extremely.
And then you have this guy right here. He's the one that brought the metal to the table, guitar playing. And he's getting better and better, and he's getting more confident. Because I try to push him out there when he does a solo. If you ever notice, I'll go, get out there. I want people to see him play.
Absolutely.
You know, that's kind of give him a little tug. But he's getting there. He's getting that confidence. Because
Yeah.
me, I'm a showman. I get out there and say, come here.
Absolutely.
You got to. You know, I don't get out and get boring. I learned that from Alice. Just you get up there, you know, it's your time up there.
Right. Well, and for somebody like me that's not a musician, and I've said this in other interviews, and just being a lover of the music, when you're in the studio and you're recording, that's near perfect level because it's a totally controlled environment. Okay? But when you get on stage and you're performing for the crowd, I personally think that can make or break you. I don't care how good the music is. It's got to be good music, but when you put it out on stage, it's going to be different. It's live. There's going to be mistakes. Shit happens. I can tell you that I had to start the first song over a second time.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I guess we get a great song.
There you go.
That's what I look at. It was just so good, I had to start it all over again.
But the stage performance, and when you get up there and you grab people from the stage and they're just encapsulated at that time.
Yeah.
That's
well, yeah. I mean, there's some people who don't know what to think, you know, but there's some people like, because we have our, you know, I've had people, you know, personally message me saying how much they like the Boogeyman and some of the songs, which is great. I mean, I'm so humble to that. Yeah. You know, I'm very humble.
Your songs have a lot of character. They're not basically just songs.
Yeah, no, they're not. I mean, like the Boogeyman Will Get You. I wrote that off a title off a movie.
Right.
That's what it's called, with Peter Lorre and Boris Karloff. And I mean, you watch it, it's like it's supposed to be a comedy horror, but it's not. It's really nothing, really. I mean, I'm not sure why they got the name, but it's a great name, and it stood out. So I wrote a song. I had some lyrics I was toying around with, and I thought, oh, that'd be perfect with this song, you know?
Right,
I mean,
absolutely.
That's how I wrote the Boogeyman Will Get You, you know. And Black Sunday Domination, Doc, he couldn't make a rehearsal. He had his kids, and I was like, well, what am I going to do with the time, you know? And I just watched the movie Black Sunday with Barbara Steele. That was her first movie, 1960. And there's this really wacky kind of girl that hosts these horror movies on YouTube, and there's no commercials. She gets away with it, but she has a really nice print of it. And I just watched it, you know, and I was like, so I just started, all of a sudden there's a pen in my hand, and I wrote the verses out. The chorus took maybe, it was simple. I mean, it was called something else, Black Sunday, Black Sunday Sabbath I was going to originally call it. That's what it was. But then some reason Domination came in because we're big Pantera fans. And there's that part of Domination, because it's totally different from the other part of the song. If you listen to Pantera's Domination, you got this whole thrash song, and then all of a sudden it stops and it goes to this groove.
Right.
You know? So I thought, if you heard April Wine, I Like to Rock, they did, a couple songs in it. They used the Rolling Stones, Satisfaction, and they, and the other one was Day Tripper, yeah. And then their song all mixed. So I thought to myself, well, why not do the same thing, basically,
Right.
It just worked. I don't know how, guys, I'm not sure. This song was weird, because once I got these lyrics out, and then we started working on it, when Ricky was still alive, before the break, it just, where'd you get the guitar riff from that?
It just came to me. We were just playing around. We were from the fingers.
Well, yeah.
Fingers in the brain.
So I like about the humor. I know. No, but still, I'm not sure. It's this song created itself.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we never gone into a studio with a song that's never been it was not even a month old. It wasn't not even when we went to record it.
2 or 3 weeks old. 2 or 3 weeks old.
Yeah, basically right after Ricky passed, but because we already had an embodiment of it. And so after Ricky passed, we started working on it, and we brought Celine in to do some of the backing vocal on it, And next thing you know, we're in the studio recording it.
Right.
That's the first song, because all the other songs we pretty much played out quite a bit, especially Walking Tall, because Tommy last week was like, yeah, I can tell you guys played this song out quite a bit. Well, it's a song that's been in and out of the set, too.
Right. Absolutely.
Depending on what show. It might not work for this one, but it'll work for that one.
Yeah.
But another thing is, we don't go and waste anybody's time.
Right.
Well,
it's nice that you have a repertoire that you can adjust your set for the show.
Oh yeah, we could
and that's
like,
super cool.
Next week we're going to be a total heavy band, and then the week after that we're going to be more punk kind of orientated, because we're going to cover at Vincent's party. We're going to cover the Damn New Rose. It's one of our few covers.
Okay.
We bring that one. I'm probably going to bring Big Tim. And sing back with me on that too.
Okay.
Big Tim's he had the Kentucky Rifles one time, but he's got something new going on. I got to see what it is, but I'm going to get him because with him and I, we were really just taking it to town with my boys. We really, we make it a kind of our own,
metal version,
kind of metal version,
right.
Well, play most of my drumming.
Yeah, but it's a fun song to do, And Robbie thinks it's like our best cover song. we do a few covers, not that many.
Right.
The only cover we also do, we do Pursuit of Vikings of Amon Amarth, which Ken Howie from Empire Desire will come in and join us on that.
Right, nice.
That's a fun song to do, it really is.
Oh, yeah.
We got to learn another Amon Amarth song. He told me which one, but you remember that one?
Shield something, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah.
Shield wall, yeah.
Yeah, I got to see about learning that one, because it's kind of fun to pull that out,
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, the thing is, when we did the Amon Amarth, that's where we started blending in what we're doing now. Because I figure if you do a cover song of that nature, it's going to rub off in what we're trying to do, and it has been. If you listen, to Black Sunny Domination has that, that growl, then that Pantera Domination, and it just works, And Doc, he did Dime Justice, I thought, on that solo, and you did.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. And like I say, the next song we're going to go in will be Shelter Skelter. That is what, guys? What do you think that's like? Thrash meets punk meets.
Kind of weird, it's like
We actually had moshers too.
hardcore.
They'll make you up. They'll make you up.
Hardcore knuckleheads.
Oh yeah.
They hate breed
the blues.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like go crazy.
It's like heavy metal surf almost.
Yeah, I guess.
Heavy metal surf. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote that off of a Twilight Zone episode. I was watching, and even Saturday, same thing.
Right.
I came off of Twilight Zone, 1985 episode, Bruce Willis. That's where the title Saturday come from.
Okay.
And the lyrics I had at this time just kind of fits it, And same thing with the other one. It was a Twilight Zone episode, and I was just, I heard this, please let me in, please let me in. I heard that this guy trying to get in, And it was just wow. And so that's where the chorus kind of come from on that part, you know. And just some of the lyrics, it's kind of out there, but it just kind of goes with it. If you ever, if you ever seen the episode Shelter Skelter, that's also, I think, that same era, 85, 86, the second run of the Twilight Zone. But that's where I got that title. I thought, what a cool title, you know. And it made a great song, you know. Sometimes, I mean, a lot of our songs are based, like Lunar Spell Terrorizer. We might go back and do another version of that. That's about Lon Chaney Jr. from the Wolfman. And that's always, that song goes in and out of the set, too.
Right.
And that's one of the first songs we actually, it has, I don't know how to describe that, you know, Lunar Spell Terrorizer. It's on YouTube. I like how Brian Mogul did the video. He had put my face on Lon Chaney Jr. and I turned to the Wolfman.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. But I think we need to do another version of it because it's just, there's some things that change a little bit, but it's a fun song. I'm not sure if you call it a song really, just the way it's odd.
Right.
But the arrangements there's so many arrangements that go through it. You know, it changes, I guess. There's a lot of changes.
Well, like the slow part, if you know that Little Red Riding Hood?
Yeah, that slow,
Red, and then you do something, I'm like, we didn't plan that either, just it happened.
It also reminds me of something.
Slow it down, and then like.
It also reminds me of an Ozzy song, too.
Listen to the song in your head and play your playing, I'm like,
you know, because you want to go like this when you hear it.
Right?
Yeah.
You just want to go like this, you know, just because, you know.
Oh, because we're doing a little slow down.
Yeah, just that slow down. It just makes you want to go like that, you know, when you hear it, you know, like, howling here's evil tune, a lunar spell, you know, it's just a it's like terrorism. And you get really deep on it. But they're like lines. They're more like lines in this song, you know, but it's kind of an instrumental, but not. It's not an instrumental. But then again, there's parts. I don't know. It's just weird. It's a weird fucking. How we came up through it when everything was on lockdown. We hadn't practiced in like 2 months.
Wow.
We're all itching just to play, and then James over at Band Oasis secretly had his business open. So we went in. We went in. Yeah, remember we went in, and because we couldn't practice his play where we were normally because of neighbors, because everybody's all freaked out of the pandemic, you know.
Right.
So we snuck away to Band Oasis, and we created Lunar Spell Terrorizer in 2 hours.
Nice.
Just off, you know, I don't know, it was just weird. And I had these lines, because there's not more like lines I recite, you know. And it's just, and then Rob's like, oh, you need to do something right here. And it just all worked out, you know. I mean, it's just like I said, it's not really verses.
Right.
I don't know. It's just, but it's really interesting, you know. If you get a chance, look it up. Lunar Spell Terrorizer is on YouTube.
Okay.
You know.
We'll do.
Yeah, Brian Mogul did a nice little video to that, you know.
Well, George Harlan from Phoenix Metal Scene says hello and wants to know if the bass player speaks.
Well, how long has he been watching the interview? He's been.
Scooby snack.
I don't think he caught the beginning, so
yeah, you caught the beginning.
Missed out on it.
When Rob gets going, you can't shut him up. You know?
That's you, Scott.
You can't go word in with
Right?
Yeah.
Well, when Doc was doing Face Melter, I didn't get to see Doc because I was in here with Tommy.
Oh, well, I saw Tommy's interview.
Yeah,
I saw that,
and that was I was like, man, I'm missing part of the show. So, but I left here and went up there. So,
I saw it. I was watching it live from Brian Mogul's Facebook because we were doing something right that same time too. We had something we had going on at that time. But I watched it, and I watched it, the playback on it too. I mean, matter of fact, we have a brand new intro. You know, we open up an instrumental. We have a brand new one.
Nice.
Written by Doc. It's called Jarhead, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like a Redrumed Jarhead now because it's just a really powerful instrumental. These guys are going to open up next week with it.
Nice.
Oh, wait till you hear it. I mean, when I heard it, I was like, because I heard it when he played at the jam, and I asked him, what was that one you played before the last one you did? And he says Jarhead, because I couldn't catch the title, he said, because it just the sound. But no, when he played it, it caught my ear, and I thought, you know what? We need a new instrumental anyway. It's a new opening,
right?
You know, so, and he, you know, it's perfect.
Well, when it comes to metal and thrash. I kind of like the instrumentals.
Yeah,
and I wish there was more. Because
wait till you hear this new one. It's really powerful. It's more powerful than the old one. I mean, it's more. I say more modern, I guess. Heavy,
a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. I mean, it's really powerful. Wait till people hear it. I mean, and then it's what I liked. It psychs me out. I go off on the side of the stage and just kind of, try to change. Because I'm not that same person when I'm on the stage.
Right.
So
you gotta do that
listen
transformation.
So it's like a couple of minutes that gets me. I breathe and just kind of like warm up. Right then on the spot. Because a lot of times I don't get a chance to warm up because I'm so busy doing things else. So that's why I have that. So I can just kind of.
Easy for you to say.
Right.
I know they're doing all the hard work. No, but another thing is the audience is saying, hell, this is a band. Whoa.
Right.
And I come on and do my thing. I'm nothing. No, I am nothing without these guys. Period. This is the best band I think I've ever been in.
You guys,
there's nothing.
When I've seen you guys play, you guys mesh quite well. It's
Thank you.
It's nice to see. It's
we're just going to keep bringing it as best we can. That's all we can.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
We don't do it anymore.
Yeah, and hopefully, maybe July 21st we'll have Mortification debuted.
Okay.
Probably by then because there's still things we're working on. It just won't be ready next week. There's still more stuff. Well, I found another way to sing the verses. Another more of a grind. But it's really cool, because it made more sense. But the chorus will still, will still be the, Cannibal Corpse.
Oh.
Like, oh yeah,
absolutely.
Oh yeah. And the way Matty plays those drums, it's sick. I mean, wait till you hear these drums. I mean, it is. It's just
silly.
But it is pretty vicious, man. I mean,
well, I may have to clear the coffee table out and have Matty set his drums up, come do an interview, and just blow us out of the. Out of the studio.
Matter of fact, maybe you should have us come and do a live performance for you here.
I don't know that we could fit everybody.
Well, I don't know. We never know. Speaking of that, though, real quick, though, I am bringing back. You saw Scott Rowe's casting couch, but
yes.
I'm probably going to change the name to Scott Rowe's Playhouse Live, and it's going to be produced by basically all of us. Doc's got the iPhones and the cameras, and he knows how to do all the editing and everything.
Okay.
We've some editing software is the most important.
Yeah, he knows how to do all that stuff. Because my last girlfriend, Gina, she's the one that created it. And then we end up breaking up. She did all this work, after a week we put it out. It's still up. We got 600 views now. Yay. But it's a good episode. I had Chris Hite and Tool and Howie on it, and it's a good episode. And people want to know when's the next one. And last week Robbie goes, when are you going to do another one? Well, next thing Doc says, well, I got this editing equipment and stuff. and I was like, okay, well, we'll just do it ourselves. Yeah. So basically it's going to be Redrumed basically doing the show. And our first guest will be A.D. Adams and Frankenshred.
Okay.
So, and to end the show, the episode 2, they're going to do Highway Star from Deep Purple with A.D. Adams singing.
Wow.
The way A.D. is so excited. Even Johnny will text. It's going to be epic for the music scene. We're going to make music scene history here. Because
Johnny so Wawa.
Yeah, hey Johnny, bring your Wawa pedal. You leak.
I don't think it works anymore.
No, but that's gonna be epic. A.D. Adams can sing. I mean, he's such a competent musician.
Well, and in the future, when you get the opportunity to come play at the rooms, we're working on getting some live streaming set up.
Cool.
To be able to.
Yeah, I love Shelby God. We want to play with them again. Like say we're out next week, but at the rooms we want to play there again. It's been a while. We want to play there again. So almost definitely, I like that place.
Couple of technical things Mike's working on. Once we get those set, we'll get some cameras put in place, and we'll just do some live streaming, and then break in between bands and do interviews.
Cool.
As long as we can get the later bands in early.
Yeah.
Because I can do the last band first.
Yeah.
And then once I do that, then it helps roll through the rest of them quite easily in between sets. So,
like I said, what we're going to be doing with the Playhouse now is just like, so we're going to have that one big live performance at the end of the show. It's still going to be formatted the way we did it before.
Okay.
I'm going to come out, do a little monologue with him. We're talking about the music scene and everything. And he'll go to a Silent Bob routine after that when I bring 80 out. and then Johnny and them, and then it'll end with the big performance. So that's basically how it's going to go. And Doc will be behind the scenes with the cameras and everything. And I think once certain things we can kind of roll, just keep them rolling, and then he can edit, put things together too.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to go more past the 30 minutes. I want to keep it short, like I did with the first one. So that's why I want to get the interviews in, and then get our little monologues and all.
Right.
Because it's kind of like in a way tonight's show in a way too. I want to get that, and pick their brains.
Right.
I'm trying to think of some questions to ask AD and Frankenshred. I'll be thinking about that between now and July 2nd is when we're going to do the first one. At Band Oasis.
He has 7 fingers on his left hand.
So Band Oasis, I talked to James.
What are I doing all that stuff
there? So be looking for it. So I'm going to make the announcement. We're going to change the name to Scott Rose Playhouse Live.
Okay.
So,
Scott Rose Playhouse Live.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll get you on there one day. Well, we appreciate you having us on there.
I don't sing or play instruments, so I can show up in costume maybe.
No, that's maybe I'll have you do that. Seriously, in one of the episodes, I'll have you show up in a costume. Why not? I want to promote our scene. I think we got a great music scene here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, hands down, probably one of the better ones I've seen.
Yeah,
and definitely one of the better ones I've seen. Not probably.
Sometimes you get some people that have some drama and stuff, and I look at that, I'm like, come on, people.
Drama exists everywhere. It's
but I learned to stay out of that stuff. I do what
drama's like opinions and assholes. They're everywhere.
Yeah, I do what I do. I put on a lot of shows, and I try to get along with everybody. I don't need any drama or any bullshit. Let's do it. And people know me. I say what I do, pretty much.
Yeah,
any
absolutely.
Show I put on, any show.
Well, thank you guys for coming. Yeah. I really appreciate it. I loved having you. I know I've only seen you a few times, and Rob and Doc, but I know Matt. I run into him all the time. So
yeah, I was always busy with both my bands at the time.
Well,
first couple of times I walked by him, he scared the shit out of me because he growled at me. I was like,
he's out more of the
what
scene.
The hell?
He's out around more of the scene than I am.
You're so busy.
Well, I'm out in BFE East Mesa,
right.
But I do try to get out to certain other,
Well, you got your band, you got your show, you got you got Gypsies,
Yep.
Your plate's full like the rest of ours.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
And
I wish I could go out and see other bands, but sometimes it's just hard. Yeah,
But, well.
We got one more song?
Yep, we got one more song.
Exacerbated.
Exacerbated.
No, exacerbated.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's a great tongue twister. But exacerbated, it means brought on by. It's about Dorothy Kilgallen, who was taken out back in 1965 by the CIA, the Mafia, and Robert F. Kennedy. Oh, yeah. Now, if her notes would have got published by Random House, history would have changed a lot. But a lot of people wanted her gone. And she had intimate interviews with Jack Ruby. She covered the JFK trial. She had dirt on everybody. Oh yeah, people wanted her dead. And she did. Look at.
Good thing she didn't know the Clintons, huh?
Yeah, but that's where the song come from with these lyrics. Yeah, pretty much. But she was. But Dorothy was pretty much swept under the rug.
Right.
Pretty much. And like I say, her notes mysteriously came up missing. No doubt.
Well,
so it's called exacerbated. How I got that was from a thing I was reading on her, and they said when her death was exacerbated by alcohol and meds.
Okay.
So that's where that title come from. I thought, what a great title, exacerbated. It took me a couple times to learn how to say it, but it's in the song, and that's what it's called, exacerbated. And it's a cool. Once you know how to say it, it's pretty cool, Well, rhymes with what? That's all you got to remember. Rhymes with what? Fascinated. Exacerbated. Pollinated. There you go. Pollinated.
All right, in closing tonight right here at YetiRadio.com, it's Redrumed and
Exacerbated. Truth be told, Dorothy Kilgallen.
It's the Yeti Radio and Redrumed. And again, want to thank you guys and have an awesome night and look forward to seeing you Sunday.
We appreciate it, man. Oh, yeah. Thank
Absolutely.
you. And stay humble, stay hungry.
Yeah! Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all about it.
It's alive!
The Yeti.
We can all be quiet and peaceable and have a few beers together and listen to the music.
The Yeti.